I guess just sort of, we asked you last week about the attention and all, maybe the extra just sort of energy around the program after Penn State. But as you get ready for kind of a ranked meeting here, I think the first time you hosted a ranked team as a ranked team in more than 30 years, has that kind of continued, or maybe have things gotten back to a little bit sort of more resembling just your normal week, not as much media attention, maybe not as much sort of, outside whatever?
I think it's been more back to normal. Still had a few more maybe, but I feel good about the guys' mindset that they have right now, and we've talked about some things that we need to be able to do, and just my expectations for how you prepare and put yourself in this position, and then how you go perform, as a team, where we're being recognized at this point. So to me, but it's just, it's about achieving your goals one game at a time. And we talk about those goals that we have, that we put those out there for our team, and then you pursue the achievement of those goals on a daily basis. And so the process that you go through to achieve them has not changed. And so, but we have picked the one word elevate this week because I think it's very appropriate for what I want to see our team do in terms of their preparation. And that to me is the key. It's always about what are we doing today? What are we doing right now during this moment to prepare ourselves to be our very, very best on game day?
All right, John, then Kevin.
Just a couple questions about the offensive line. Obviously, you have two new starters there at the guard positions. You brought up obviously after the Rutgers game that you expected a little bit of a improvement week to week from the passing game, and that there would be some rust because of no 7-on-7s. With the offensive line, do you expect a similar progression just because that they're working together and gelling together? And then a secondary question. Obviously, Matt Bedford at the end of the Rutgers game kind of waved himself out. I don't know how serious that is, but the guy who replaced him was Luke Haggard. How comfortable are you with him if at any point in time he has to play extended snaps?
Yeah, first of all, yeah, I do expect the offensive line to grow and develop and improve each week, just like other areas of our team. And I think we saw that in some key things on Saturday at Rutgers, and needs that to continue against a very talented front seven for Michigan. So to me, that's part of our expectation and the progress that we have to make each and every week. And then in regards to Matt's been with us all week. He's fine, so he's expected to play. But Luke did a good job, and I have a lot of confidence in Luke, and I'm glad he got a chance to get in there. And he's a guy that we've been very impressed with in his development here, and since he came this past January, and he's worked extremely hard. And so I feel very comfortable. I expect him to play. I just think that we want to have three tackles there that we can move around, and all three guys can play, just like you have three guards that you think can play, and then you got guys behind them that have to step up, and because you just never know. And in this situation that we're in with COVID and just all that creates with your depth and guys staying healthy for a variety of reasons, we're going to have depth on that offensive line. So there's going to be many more guys that are going to have to play, and at the tackle position as well. And Aiden Rafferty has done a great job improving, and Britt Berry got a chance to get in there as well. And those guys got to rise up, and they got to make plays when they're called upon, and they got to do a great job of being ready at all times.
All right, Kevin, then Tom.
Hey, Coach, I know you talked about cleaning up penalties earlier in the week, and when you look back at the Rutgers game, there were a couple of roughing the passers. One where maybe Micah's a step late, another one where Jovan tries to block a pass and gets kind of the helmet a little bit. How do you maintain that fine line of keeping your team playing aggressive, but maybe playing a little smarter to avoid some of those penalties?
Yeah, that is the challenge, because you don't want to lose your intensity. You don't want to lose your toughness and your how physical we play. I don't want to lose that at all. But so here's what we did. I think it's a thing that we just, instead of just saying, hey, don't do this, don't do that. We did some drills this week where we specifically worked on how do you attack the passer and stay off of the blows to the head when you're just trying to get your hands up and rake down through, to be able to affect his vision, but you just can't hit him in the head with your hands. And that's really its point of emphasis, trying to protect quarterbacks. And I respect that. Just want to call both ways. We want our quarterback protected as well with that. But we did some drills on that, very specific drills to how to do it from a technical perspective. So we're just, not just talking about it. We're instilling drills to get it correct.
All right, Tom, then Jim Coyle.
Tom, for the last couple of years, really, we've talked often about just getting over the hump to do certain things as they haven't been done before. Last year and certainly this year too. When you go into a week like this with Michigan and all that's kind of been there and the 87 stuff and all that, how much immediately does it help having been through that just 2 weeks ago with Penn State and knowing what it took to get over that hump? And how much does that carry over in regards to preparation and game day nerves and such?
Oh, I think it helps. Anytime you can experience something, that experience will be valuable the next time. And we play such a challenging schedule. I think voted either the most difficult or second most difficult schedule this season for the Big Ten. So we knew what we were getting into before it started, and the opportunities that would create for our program. And so you obviously go into Penn State game with a certain mindset and focus that we had, and then you get that outcome, and then you learn how to handle that, and then you go on the road and in a tough situation to be able to do it again, after potential opportunities for distractions, and able to accomplish that, and then now you go back to at home again against a team that we know the history. So bottom line is that I think there's no question that previous experience will help, and but it's about us continuing to move this program where we want it to be. And that to me is what this is all about. That's why Elevate is, the definition is to raise to a higher level. And that to me is very appropriate for what we're trying to do here. And so whether it's this game or the next game, and to me, it just doesn't really matter who we're playing. It just happens to be we're playing the Michigan Wolverines, who we know has had a ton of success in this conference and in this country for many, 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 many years. And so that to me creates an opportunity for us to be able to continue to build what we're trying to do. And it's going to be a tremendous challenge. It's going to be very challenging to be able to play for 4 quarters of the football that we know we have to play. But that's the expectation. If you want to get where we want to be, that's what you have to do. And that's why we got to be able to take advantage of opportunities like this, So as hard as they are physically and mentally and all those different things going into it, but it's about one game at a time, one focus. What can we do to help elevate this program?
All right, Jim, then Rick Bozich.
Coach, we know that this game's a big game. You've talked about it, talked about the success that Michigan has had. There's been so much talk about the numbers, the streak, pressure on Harbaugh, this and that. How, as someone who is excitable as you are, in these type of games, what do you do for yourself to try to keep yourself level? Because this is a big game, and you have to be there to be able to make those decisions. How do you keep yourself level?
Well, to be quite honest, I do a lot of praying. That's what I do. That's how I function. So that keeps me calm. I memorize scripture, and that keeps me calm. And I keep my head on straight by being able to focus on the task at hand. So I just that works for me. I exercise a lot, keeps me calm, to burn up the energy. I try to be able to. We do mock games, and I go through situations a lot, and I just got to be able to keep the fire that I always want to coach with, but I also want to be able to think and be thinking ahead of situations. And I think just time and experience has helped me with that as head coach. Not calling the defense has helped in that regard, I think, in terms of the whole situation as far as special teams, offense, as well as defense. And so those are things that have all gone into that. But to me, it's just about your mind, being able to stay locked in and focused. Yeah, there's the emotion, the passion of the game, and things go a certain way or don't go a certain way, and you respond to those. But it's just always about staying, under control. And it's that controlled rage kind of thing we talk about a lot with our players, to be able to have a high level of focus, a ton of passion and intensity and fire, but also to be able to stay mentally locked in. So I'm just trying to model what I want our kids to do, and so that's just how I approach it. And, there's no question. I mean, every game I get the same nerves and butterflies and all that stuff that you get, because it's just reality. Every game's a big game. This one just obviously has historically, gone a certain way. And so, but to me, the process doesn't change, and that's what we're trying to get with our guys. It's just, I approach it the same way. I spend just as much time doing, the certain things that I do leading up to it against a team like this as we do no matter who the opponent is. And we got to make sure that, I lead by example in that regard.
All right, Rick, and then Paul Gable.
Yeah, hi, Tom. Michigan's had a lot of success not only against you, but against everybody in the league. And one reason is they're usually very good on defense and stopping the run. Last year they limited you guys, I think, to less than 100 yards. When you're trying to attack them, is that something you have to work around, or do you just say, to win the game, you're going to have to find a way to run the ball successfully against them, especially on first down?
Yeah, I mean, that's the ideal, that's what you'd love to be able to do. It doesn't always work out that way. You have success, however you can get it. You may use the pass to set up the run, or you may use the run to set up the pass. And some games are different, and they do make it very difficult to run the football against everybody, and so that is a challenge for sure. And then the thing about it is what you want to be able to do, and we talk about balance so much, and that's such a key word. That doesn't mean you run the ball 45 times and you throw the ball 45 times. It just, to me, means that you have the ability that they have to respect it, that they have to, you can run the ball, you can get the yards you need to get when you need them. But you also, more than anything, is they can't just make you one dimensional. And that, to me, is what the balance is all about. And that is the fact that they have to honor the run game. If they can just lay their ears back and treat every play like it's a pass play, then that gives them a tremendous advantage that makes it very, very difficult for the offense. So that, to me, is what it comes down to. There's no magic number of snaps you have to run it. There's no magic number of yards you have to get. I don't believe, but obviously, common sense tells you that more yards you get, the more effective it was, So I get that part as well. But to me, it's about making them honor it, respect it, and be able to, keep the defense on their heels and not be able to overplay one part of your game or the other.
All right, Paul Gable, last one.
Hey, Coach, when you look at your defense, obviously a talented group, can you talk a little bit about Coach Womack, what he means to the program? And secondly, as a former defensive coordinator yourself, what were some things that you saw in him that makes him one of the best young ones in the game right now?
Well, first of all, we've known each other for many years, so there's a lot of love and respect there. Just really appreciate how hard he's worked, appreciate the time he puts in, and how much he cares. He loves his players. He's a very smart guy, very, very sharp, very bright, and so I think those are all the things that he brings to us. And I really do believe that he's bought into the culture that we have here, and that, to me, is what makes our staff special, is that I want a group of guys that really believe it's not about them. And I know he has future goals for himself, and I want him to achieve those goals, for himself professionally. But what I've learned is when a coaching staff comes together, no matter who it is, and they truly believe that if they buy in, just like the players are asked to do, to LEO and to put this team first and don't care who gets the credit because it's not about me. When coaches do that and they model that, it's a powerful thing. And I do believe, just like with players, when you buy into LEO and you're sacrificially doing things to help this team be great on game day, when the team does well, the individual players get recognized. And when the team does well, the individual coaches get recognized, and they get opportunities because of those things. And you just trust the good Lord for your future and not try to manipulate it yourself, I think is the key. And he has that mindset, and that's something I've even talked to him about very open and honestly too, about just the journey that I was on and to go through. But I just appreciate the work ethic. I appreciate the attention to detail, the just caring about this team and working hard for the other coaches and to help this team be successful. And that's what he wants, is he wants this team to be great. And we know you got to play great defense if you want to win championships. That's how I believe it has to be. And so, from a schematic perspective, he's brought some good things to us. It's helped us and helped grow our defense. And that's what you want. You always want guys. And that's one thing we talk about when you find staff members that how they got to fit with you, both in your culture and in your scheme, and not that they're trying to make things different to where it makes it hard. You want them to make it better, and that's what I believe he's done. He's made it better, and that's what you want. I want all of our coaches to do, and all of our coordinators to do, to be able to come here, be bought into what we're doing as a system, but find ways to improve it. And so, to me, that's what he's really done a great job of, and we got to continue. We got to keep getting better. We got to do things better on defense, and he knows that, and he's passionate about trying to create that. We're just always chasing after the perfect call, the perfect situation to run things, and we want our kids to play with fanatical effort and tackle extremely well and create takeaways. And so we're doing those three things right now, and it has to continue as we elevate this program.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Appreciate it. Have an awesome day, Elio.